I'm Brandy Hubel, your Senior Director. I just wanted to personally welcome you to our incredible team. And I wanted to take the moment to share some really important tips that are going to help you start off strong with your new book business. First and foremost, tip number one, follow the training. Your training is going to be led by your sponsor in conjunction with training steps on the website that I created. You'll have Zoom meetings where you meet with your sponsor at specific points in the training process. So we're going to just follow in order. And I don't suggest getting too far ahead of yourself, because once it is time to learn that, you may not remember what it was to begin with. Carefully just follow the steps and instructions to save yourself time. Just read everything. After the first couple times you read everything, you won't have to anymore, because it's going to continue doing the same process every time. And you'll be glad you read everything. You didn't miss any time details that usually end up making a huge difference without you realizing it. If you haven't yet, definitely fill out the hopefully hostess sheet that you received in your welcome email from your team leader. That is going to help you and your sponsor with getting you a booking as soon as possible. We want your goal to be to try to get at least one person off that list to book a party with you before your launch event even happens. I highly recommend that you start thinking now about which night of the week or 2 nights of the week are going to be your designated party nights. I want to encourage you that after you get a few bookings under your belt and you understand the process and how easy it is to roll a party out, that you start double booking your nights, triple, quadruple booking your nights. It's super duper easy to do multiple parties at the same time. So don't be scared. I promise you can do it. Your sponsor is not only going to help you with your initial kickoff event, otherwise known as the launch party, they're also going to help you with your first event after that. They're going to help model recruiting for you as you continue to get your bearings, and they're going to hopefully help you to get as many bookings as possible out of those parties so that you can practice and get the lay of the land. You might think you're not going to be ready after 2 events, but I promise you will be. And even if you don't feel ready yet, just let your sponsor know. I know that they would be more than willing to continue guiding you and helping you along. But I've really never had anybody that's needed that before. Really, they're like flying out of the nest after 2 events, and they feel super confident because we really have made it that easy for you. Additionally, I want you to know you should always offer your first 2 available party nights when you're booking a party. This is going to help you gain momentum. If you booked a party today for a couple months from now, and that's your first event, it's really hard to get going, right? But if you're always offering your first 2 available dates first, you can eventually start getting a healthy party calendar every month moving forward. Tip number 2, use our amazing resources. You'll get access to everything you need as you need it, one little training step at a time on our website. That way it's not overwhelming and you're just learning in little chunks as you go. Think of this as the recipe to a successful party. You don't have to be the chef who experiments with things, makes flavorless dishes, or burns the soup. We've figured out what works. And when you follow the recipe exactly as it's laid out without skipping any steps at all, you will end up having that delicious 5-star meal. So whatever you do, use the resources exactly. Don't paraphrase, don't skip. If anything, like add in your own personality, but it's in a certain order and it's phrased a certain way for a reason. So just go with it. Copying and pasting helps make all of that super quick and easy for you to do as well. Again, please make sure on all of our documents, you're reading every word so you don't skip something unintentionally that can make a huge difference in your events without you realizing it. You might have thought it was like a small detail, but it's there for a reason. All of the little things are there because of something that probably I've experienced and learned from, and that is why I do it that way now. One critical thing laid out in our party guide is asking your host to join our opportunity at least 3 times before their party night. It's likely that 1 in 5 are going to join your team and follow you on your literacy mission. So that's why it's important to try to get at least 2 bookings out of every party, because around 20% of your hosts will likely end up joining you in your team if you're following our resources and not skipping stuff. But this is also great because following our resources are going to keep you in line for earning as many climb rewards as possible and get you closer to becoming a team leader and getting that raise and a bump in income. If the sound of team leader intimidates you right now, Don't worry at all. Your sponsor and your team leader help you with your new teammates. They help you with their training and everything like that. So you are supported through that as well until you know what you're doing. So don't worry about that one bit. Tip 3, we need you to launch strong. It's super important. I want you to think of it like this. If you took out a $100,000 loan with Bank of America to open up a brick and mortar bookstore on the corner of First and Main in your hometown, you would definitely make sure that everyone and their mom knew about your new bookstore and its grand opening because you had a lot on the line. Well, if you don't treat this incredible opportunity any different than you would have if you had so much more on the line, then it can definitely pay you the same. Either way you put it, it's still a small business and you don't have to spend $100,000 just for it to be successful, especially when you don't even have the overhead of a brick and mortar store. In order to help you gain momentum quickly in your business and see success early, you want around 40-ish people to agree to come to your kickoff event. We want to make sure that these are people who you are friends with across the country and not just your immediate friends and family. You do not want to concentrate your initial parties in the same general area because eventually the guests are going to start overlapping and then they're going to not want to come. They're not going to want to host because everyone they know just hosted with you. We want the goal to be to help you get outside your personal network as quickly as possible, so you're not having to ask your friends and family to do a party with you. So when you're carefully going through your entire friends list and personally inviting people, you are asking everyone. You're looking for new networks of people. Ideally, you'll have at least 4 people who come and then they choose to book a party with you. Hopefully, they end up being people you haven't talked to in forever, because the more diverse your connections are to each of them, the better. I suggest you make it your personal goal to try to get at least 2 bookings out of every single one of your parties. If you're only getting 1 booking from a party, you're treading water, your business is staying afloat. But if you get more than 1 booking out of a party, you're growing a whole nother branch to your network that you can continue snowballing more sales and bookings and recruits out of. It's going to help explode your business. Tip number 4, building relationships. It's called network marketing for a reason. You need to build strong connections with your hostess. So get to know her, ask her how her weekend went, know things about like her job or what her kids are into. You want to have strong connections with the guests who come to your party. So you want to get to know them before the party. How do they know the hostess? Have they come to an Usborne Books and More party before? During the party, replying to their comments and having fun with them. And even after the party, being very service oriented. You also really want to build strong connections with our team and the ladies that you will meet in team meetings, on the team page, because you will be able to share ideas and talk about what they're doing to overcome certain hurdles. It is super duper beneficial to build strong relationships with your team as well. My last tip for you is fortune is in the follow-up. You always want to be diligent with your follow-up and never, ever expect that the hostess is going to actually do what you're asking them to do. Just also plan to do it yourself. Take matters into your own hands. If you succeed in this business, it is because of you. If you don't succeed in this business, it is because of you and what you chose to do with the hurdles that you were faced. So just remember that. If it is to be, it is up to me, right? So always follow that party guide to a T each and every day. Be service-oriented, friendly, enthusiastic, have fun, and be helpful. We're just trying to find the right books for everyone's kids. You're gonna have a blast. Finally, you never want to slack on this follow-up, okay? This is a deal breaker for your party. So be sure that the day after your party night isn't a super duper busy day, because that's when you're going to be doing a lot of that follow-up work. And if your party night's the night before a day that you're always super busy, you'll find that you end up slacking in the follow-up area, and you never want to do that. That can make or break your business. All right, I hope you took notes and found those tips helpful. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you over on the team page very soon and hearing about all of your successes. In the meantime, also please know that if you need help, you can usually find an answer on our Literacy Leaders Academy website, on our Literacy Leaders team page, or by asking your sponsor and team leader. That's all I have for you. Good luck on your kickoff event, and I can't wait to get to know you better.